What changes when we see our work, our lives, and ourselves through a new lens? What stories do we carry without realizing we're telling them? Why would someone come to the same retreat twice in 1 year? What's it like to come with a friend? What's it like to come by yourself? What's it like to come again? And what might you learn? Thanks for joining us today at the Healing Medicine Podcast. Who are you listening to? I am Dr. Jessie Mahoney, and my co-host is Dr. Ni-Cheng Liang. We are two board-certified physicians who bring decades of experience to the conversation about wellness. If you crave more ease and aspire to rediscover your love for medicine and life, one mindful step at a time, you are in the right place. We hope you'll love today's episode, and if so, please share it. A reminder that nothing in our podcast is medical advice. Welcome to today's episode, a fun special guest episode with a delightful woman who has come to a retreat twice and come with a friend and come on her own and learn some amazing stuff. She is a orthopedic surgeon who is actually the first person to come to Nicasio twice. There are several people coming again, but you were the first one, so you get a prize for that. And I am so excited to have you share your experience, your story, why you came, what you learned, and a little bit also just from the perspective of a surgeon. I think sometimes people think of surgeons as, I'll use the word tough, or, they wouldn't come to a yoga retreat. And yet you are a yoga teacher and you're coming to a yoga retreat. And so I want to hear your story. Do you want to introduce yourself and anything you want to share?
Sure. Thank you, Jessie, for having me here. I appreciate being invited. I appreciate the work that you do. And I just hope that I can say something that will be helpful or connecting for your people, your audience. My name is Jennifer Swarington. I am an orthopedic surgeon. I've been in private practice in Florida for 20 years. And I am a mom. I'm married. I have two college-age kids. And I've recently, over the last few years, gone through the transition of children leaving home. And like you said, I'm also a yoga teacher. So thanks for having me.
My absolute pleasure. And I'm thinking that one of the things that we'll hopefully talk about and was really fun is you came on your second retreat, like in the moment of the empty nest. And it was a year after my moment of the empty nest. And so just a beautiful thing to do for yourself and help yourself transition. So let's talk about that very first retreat. It was actually also the very first retreat at Nicasio Creek Farm. That's even funnier. You're just the very first of all the first.
I feel so special.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about why you chose this and your journey before, how you came, and then we'll talk about what happened.
Yeah. So I knew about coaching. I had done an online coaching program with Karen Leitner, and that helped me. I learned the power of coaching. I didn't even know what it was. And I just learning that thoughts create your feeling and you can change your experience of life by changing your thoughts. That was really completely mind-blowing to me. So that was helpful. And then through that program, I connected with some people and we carried on with the coaching for a year or so. So I knew coaching was beneficial. I knew coaching in a group fashion with other women physicians is helpful because you can see you don't feel so alone. I mean, there's things that I just can't share or don't share with my all male partners.
Things we don't want to share.
We don't show that vulnerability. I don't feel like I should be vulnerable in my community. I need people to send me their patients and have confidence in me. So I don't want to show weakness.
Yeah.
or, doubt or concern. So anyway, so I knew coaching was powerful. I could see the power of coaching for me and seeing stories of other people and how I could connect with that and not feeling so alone. And so I knew coaching was powerful. I love yoga. Like you said, I teach yoga. I came to yoga as just kind of a stress management. First is
Mhm.
kind of physical fitness, stress management. And then as I did yoga more, I went to yoga teacher training, and that was about 8 years ago. And I've done a lot of yoga training since then. And I've been teaching in my community once or twice a week for the past 8 years. And so that's been a great way to just share something that I think is so beneficial for people. So I know coaching's beneficial, yoga is beneficial. And then third, my friend from residency, who I've known for 20 plus years, and we've like shared the
Yes
highs
and
and the
yes.
lows.
Yes, yes.
So I wanted her to be exposed to coaching, but I don't think, I'm not sure. I don't think she was the type to just kind of sign up for an online thing. I don't think that was her, but she gets money for CME through her organization. She works
Yeah.
for a big organization. She likes to travel.
Mhm.
And she likes to visit with me.
And she likes
So
to
I
hang out
talked
with
her into
you.
going.
Yes.
I know. I know. It was so fun. So anyway, I didn't know what she would think, but it was so much fun. We stayed. The way your retreat works is you have the main house where a lot of people stay, but there's also a cottage where two people can stay a
Mhm.
little bit separate, not that
Yeah.
separate, but it was so much fun to stay in that house
Yeah.
with her and have that experience. And she embraced it, and it was wonderful. I loved it.
She seemed all in.
She seemed all in.
Yeah, yeah,
Here we are, like these tough orthopedic surgeons. Like,
yeah.
I didn't know. I thought she might like kill me or something. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
what is this woo-woo? But she's open, and it was amazing. It
I
was
see that a
wonderful.
lot actually. People bring a friend who's like, well, I don't know. I just came because she told me to.
Right.
But they always have a good time.
Yes.
So, tell me a little bit, if you remember, who you were when you showed up to the first retreat and then we'll talk about kind of what changed.
Yeah, I think just a lot of kind of resentment. I think that was just like my main word, and I don't know why resentment, but that is
We
just
often don't know
where I
why.
well, maybe I know why, but anyway, it's not just resentment, just
Exhaustion.
burnout.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
tired. I'm
Yeah.
so tired, saying I'm so
Yes.
tired. Oh gosh, yes. And it was the truth, but yeah, so those are kind of some of the main thoughts that came with me to the
And
retreat.
I don't know that I've ever asked you this, but have you been on other yoga retreats or other women physician wellness in person experiences?
No, no. I've done some
Okay.
like yoga training with just like
Yeah.
yoga
Yeah.
teachers
Okay.
retreats, but
Yeah.
never anything like professional women kind of that kind of thing.
And so what made this feel safe or like what was different about it in person versus online?
Well, so many things. First of all, just like the setting, like
Yeah.
your space is so amazing. It's so beautiful. It's so comfortable. Mark's food is so good. And then just being in a small group, you get close to people. Like you are very good at creating that container of safety, of you
Mhm.
can share and be vulnerable. Nobody's going to judge you. They're more likely going to say like, "Oh, me too," or "Oh my gosh, that's so hard." Um, so it's just so comfortable and easy to share, and you just feel seen and recognized. And yeah, that's some of the things that made it different.
And so during your first retreat, I didn't remember know that this was even happening, but it was actually over the 2024 election.
And
And
I didn't know that was going to be
yeah,
happening either.
yeah. But I have this sense for everyone that was here. I mean, it's a pivotal moment in our country anyway, but it was a really beautiful thing to watch people being together in the same space, taking care of one another on that day.
It was a very emotional day.
Yeah.
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 So it was good to have community, but it was just a very
Yeah.
emotional, hard
Yeah.
day.
Yeah. Well, and I think just the idea that we don't gift ourselves that community in our normal lives,
No.
and yet when hard things happen, and having that support was like such an unexpected, lovely thing, is what I felt.
Agreed. Yeah.
So you are also someone who stays connected to people afterwards. You're a connector. And I'm fascinated because you just told me before we started recording that that's not really you, and you've never really been the one who's a connector. And yet, after your first retreat and after your second retreat, you've gathered in person with people who you met on the retreat. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Oh, that is such a side benefit of the retreat. It has been so great. And yes, I just had my nose to the grindstone from college, met everything. I missed so many things because I was just tired and working hard. And so now things are shifting, and yeah, I value that connection with others so much. I think I just missed out on that for so long. And yes, in your first retreat, I met a woman, a wonderful person who practices in my town. And then we've subsequently gotten together in person, maybe once a month, once every other month for brunch or for a long walk. And
Yeah.
so, and what's so great about that is it's like a really deep connection that we have because we've shared the coaching. And so we know we can it's not a superficial
You can jump
conversation.
right
It's just a
in. Yeah.
very deep, connecting conversation. And then the second retreat, I met another woman who practices in my town. And now the three of us get together. And, it's so
And this is
great.
from a town 3,000 miles
We
away. It's not like next door town. It's
I
just
know.
fascinating.
I'm just so glad you've
People from your
collected us
town
from
come to
Florida
this
and now
retreat.
we're together.
Yeah. And what is it that gets you over the hurdle of connecting? Because I think many people, I think, leave with the intention of doing it, but you actually do it.
Oh, it feels so good to be able to share with another person and them share with you and just be sincere and honest and not judged and just connected. Yeah, I don't think I knew the value of that so
It's
much
almost
until the
what I'm
last
hearing
couple
in your
years.
voice is it's non-negotiable. Like it's just going to happen. It was
It's
going to
just going to
happen.
happen. It's just like some of the best part of my month or my
I
week or
would have
whatever.
said actually when you left the first time that you guys were going to make that happen. And then to see
Oh, we
you meet
definitely
someone
were.
else the second time and you were going to make it happen
I
again,
was
like
like,
you saw the
"Oh, you have
light.
to meet this first person
Yeah,
where you're going
yeah,
to be in our group."
yeah,
It
yeah,
was actually not an option
yeah,
for the second
yeah,
person. I
which
was like,
was
"Nope, you're coming."
fantastic. Yeah, just
And she
amazing.
is great.
Yeah. And I see lots of groups will stay as a group, like a text group or a WhatsApp group.
We've done that too. Yeah.
And you guys do that as well. But when you're local, you actually are getting together in person, which is, I have found myself, when you go to big conferences, it's hard to get to know people in that way. And this is just, I'll say, not that.
Correct. It's just the small nature of it, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or maybe just
It's pretty
the
intimate.
invitation to share.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's pretty intimate
it
experience.
is.
And I
Oh, it
think, I guess that would be interesting to talk about. Was it scary, or was it just a natural jump in? Did you have hesitations about jumping in the first time?
I don't think I did because I had done coaching
Yeah.
before. Um, I don't think I
Yeah.
was scared of that
Yeah.
because I'd done coaching and yoga before.
Yeah.
So
And I think I hear from people that it's not scary, but
yeah.
I think sometimes people before they come, they're like, well, what am I gonna have to share? Or is it
Oh yeah.
too vulnerable? And I think it just feels so amazing that it happens pretty quick.
Yeah. There's
So
no pressure to
yeah,
share, but I think you
no,
want to
yeah,
because
yeah,
you
yeah.
want to.
Yeah, yeah. So you went home, and I don't remember the exact timing, but for 9-ish months before you came back. Um,
Mhm.
what lasted from the retreat?
I think you go over pretty in depth of all our thought patterns that are
Yeah,
common to
yeah.
high
People in
achieving
healthcare. Yeah,
people, high
yeah,
achieving women, women
yeah.
doctors. And so it, you're just more cognizant of them. And so you're like, oh, there I am telling that story
Yeah.
that I'm not valuable unless I'm like working hard and making money, or there's my negativity bias, or,
Yeah.
so you see it more. I wish it would just go away, but it's just kind of like a practice that you have to keep practicing.
I often say that 80% of the value is in seeing it. And so if people go home and see it, it's not them. It's not the sort of default. It still happens because you've been doing it for 40 years or 50 years, right? But when you're aware of it, it's all of a sudden the catastrophizing is not as powerful, or the negativity bias is not as powerful. And the stories, you can identify them as like, oh, that's a story. I was telling someone, I think it was today, that I'm an amazing storyteller. I
Oh,
still
me
lean into
too.
that. I'm just the best storyteller because then I can see it as a story and it doesn't have the same energetic effect.
Yes, I'm very good at telling stinky stories as well.
I love it. I love it. So, tell me then, about 9 months later, you decided to come back. It sounds like because this was your empty nest weekend, right? Your
It
gift to
really
yourself for
was.
making it.
Yes, I
Yeah.
I think it was a little bit last minute. I think I got
Yeah.
an email from you and you
Yeah.
had an open spot, and then I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh my gosh, Alex is leaving home. I'm going to be all alone
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I just need support." And
Yeah.
it was true. I did
Yeah.
need support and it was wonderful.
Serendipity. So,
It was perfect. Yeah.
what happened? What was it like to come again? Was it the same? Was it different?
Um It was it was similar. One thing was that I was able to relax more quickly.
Yeah.
So, like, I know what to expect. I know what your house is like. I know what, the kitchen, the food, the
Yeah.
coffee, the yoga, the hiking, the hot tub, all the things. I knew all
Yeah.
the things. And something that happened on the second retreat, which was so amazing, the sound bath that you usually do. I don't know if you remember this, but
Yeah.
you usually do it before bed.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we did it before dinner because we were going to go on a sunset hike.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we did the
Yeah.
sound bath, and then I think there was time to walk around your yard or
Yeah.
just be peaceful. And I just sat in a chair, and I was like in a whole nother plane. I was just
Yeah.
completely calm, completely peaceful, there was none of that scattered brain, negative talking. And I don't think that can happen. I mean, I think you're more capable of having that happen after you're comfortable with the place. So I thought that
Yeah.
was the
Yeah.
benefit of
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. And I think sometimes we do it the first night. I usually now do sound baths twice because people love them so much,
Oh, definitely do them
and
twice.
trying to do them at different times of day. But the beautiful thing about a sound bath is it actually works on your nervous system. So it really can put you in a different plane if you're open to it. And what I'm
Oh,
hearing
yeah.
from you is that when you come back, and I see this, people are open to it. They're like, I'm all in from the very first moment. And that is powerful. It can make the impact just so much bigger and better.
Yeah, that was very powerful for me for sure.
And what was it like coming on your own as opposed to with your amazing friend?
Um, Neither one was better or worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were both great. So, I mean, if you go, you instantly will have friends as soon
Yeah.
as you're
Yeah.
there. Like
You don't need a
even if
friend.
you're a
Yeah.
shy or not a talker person, you're going to instantly see yourself in these other women and just have that common connection.
Yeah. And I think that I love that it's not better or worse. I think sometimes people want to come with a friend because they're a little bit nervous about coming alone. Or I've had people who've come with a friend and they're like, yeah, I want to come by myself and experience that version. And they're really not better or worse. I do think one of the most powerful things about them are the friendships that you make. And so many of us have so much trouble in healthcare, women in healthcare making friends. And I'm imagining in orthopedics, it's even more challenging because there just aren't that many of you. That's such a beautiful plus of the retreats because they're so small. You can actually really get to know people, and you don't have to do the small talk,
No,
schmoozing, which is not my
no,
thing.
no, no, I agree.
And so maybe share what did you discover at the second retreat that opened your eyes?
Well, I think a couple things at the second retreat. I mean, I think I really delved into there's just the stories I tell, the stories of victimhood or just just things that are just really kind of painful.
Yeah. Yeah.
But also, I was really inspired. There was another person there from Canada who was a little bit later in her career and just working so hard and loved her patients and her job so much that it just moved me how devoted she was to it. I just was so inspired by her, um, I like her commitment or
Yeah.
dedication or just love for her work.
I've seen that a few times where people who are farther in their career and they're loving it and they've had this, I think most of the time we talk about healthcare being terrible, right? We talk about all the
Yeah.
terrible things. And so
Yeah.
when you come into contact with people who really love their work, despite the challenges, and they just like, this is them and this lights them up, it reminds us of why we
Mhm.
did this in the first place.
She was really a beautiful example. She was
Yeah.
shocked that she was inspirational, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, because that's just who she is. She really
Yeah,
is like,
yeah, yeah. And that's actually a worthwhile point to share too. I think sometimes people think, well, I have to be in crisis to give myself permission to go on a retreat, or I have to be processing something. And yet you can love medicine and still get things out of it. And we all are processing and challenging something always if we work in this field. But that I think you don't have to be in crisis. You can just want to spend time with others and be supported and feel nourished and taken care of, and that can be an amazing experience. And often you figure out things you want to work through anyway.
true, true.
Let's talk about yoga, one of our favorite things. So, what do you think the value of having I think sometimes people come on this retreat because they think it's a yoga retreat, and some people come because it's a coaching retreat and they don't really realize about the yoga. And what's the value in your mind? I often talk about what I think the value is, but of doing them at the same time.
I think, you coaching, you're using your mind. So you're
Yeah.
thinking through your problems. Sometimes, despite your best thinking, you still feel a certain way. You can say, I would like to have a better thought, but no, I'm really
Yeah.
attached to my thinking this morning.
Yeah.
And so then that's where, and that's how I've always used yoga in my life is just that movement, like moves tension and tightness and stuckness. And then just breathing, you can breathe in a certain way to change how you feel. You can use breath to calm your body, breathing into your belly and slowing down your exhale, or you can even bring energy into your body by breathing more quickly. Or so I just think sometimes you have to bypass all that thinking and do the moving and the breathing and the sound bath and all that sort of thing. And then the coaching and the thinking, it becomes a little bit, it works together because it
Yeah.
helps
Yeah.
all the levels help each
Yeah.
other.
I like to say they're synergistic.
They're
Makes me
synergy. That's a
happy.
lovely word. Yes, they are synergistic.
Or they're woven together.
Yeah.
And I will say this is not what I was taught in yoga teacher training, but I weave coaching into yoga on purpose because when you're all relaxed and when your
Mm.
nervous system is relaxed, something that maybe you heard somewhere else, all of a sudden you're like, oh, that I feel it, right? It's a
Mhm.
somatic feeling. Um, and since you're a yogi and a yoga teacher, obviously you were comfortable with yoga. I don't remember if your friend was comfortable with yoga, but do you tell people a little bit about this yoga, especially from the point of view of a yoga teacher?
You can be at any level, any physical level. It's, very adaptable. So it's not going and hot power crazy.
Yeah.
It's just like settling and
Yeah.
calming and stretching and a little bit of strengthening and a lot of breathing and a lot of mindfulness. So, yeah, I think both retreats, there were some people who liked yoga and did it a lot, and there were some people who never did yoga at all. And it was fine. It didn't take away from it. And I think if people really want to see what your yoga is like, I mean, and even your yoga mixed in with coaching.
Yeah.
That's your YouTube
Yeah.
videos. It's like
Yeah.
there's a whole library. You just put in Jessie Mahoney and then whatever thing you want to work on,
Yeah.
confidence or self-compassion, you'll get a yoga class
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
for that topic.
Yeah.
And then they can get comfortable and know you, and then
Yeah,
they'll
and
work
that is
on that.
exactly what the yoga is like at retreats. I mean, sometimes I get a little
Exactly.
more creative because we're in person. It's really
Yeah.
why, because you can do
Yeah.
more sound if you're in person and you
Hmm.
can read more stories. YouTube doesn't
Mm.
let you read other people's stories and record
Ah,
them because it's copyright infringement.
yes.
And they'll actually block your yoga videos. So I have made that mistake. Even though I've
Uh-oh.
said this is so and so's, I read
Yeah.
children's
They
books.
don't
This
like
is this
it.
children's
Okay.
book, but it's not my children's book. So we get to do more fun stuff in person.
Hmm.
I'm also curious about being a yoga teacher and an orthopedist at the same time. Like, how has yoga helped you in your surgical subspecialty, is what I would call it, or just
Hmm.
help you navigate being a woman in orthopedic surgery?
I think it helps me cope with the stress. First, it was a help of coping with just how challenging many things are about what we do. And then it helps me interact with patients. It helps me kind of be more calm. Not
Hmm.
always,
Hmm. Hmm.
but I try. Be more calm, more grounded, more like seeing it from their perspective. And also, I mean, there's a lot of things in orthopedic surgery where there's things that we're not able to help people. And I do think that yoga is a way, chronic pain, a lot of things yoga can help
Yeah,
with.
yeah.
And I haven't woven that together enough yet because I haven't been comfortable sharing about being a yoga teacher in
Mhm.
my clinic because I feel like, oh, they're coming for orthopedic surgeon, not yoga. But some of my yoga students do come to
Yeah.
me as a doctor, and then that's a different conversation. But I'm I want to see how I can weave that and help people more in that way in the future.
Yeah, and I found that I would weave it in like if you do yoga, you're much better able to explain the value of yoga, and you're much more convincing or relatable when you say, well, I practice yoga or I became a yoga teacher because I believe in it so much. And I think that is a really powerful as a physician. I mean, not only does it help us show us calm, show up calmly and more present and connect, and we're healthier and happier, but I often say that's one of the sort of hidden benefits of retreats is like when you do the coaching on yourself and you do yoga and you understand breathing and you understand sound and other things, you can share these tools with patients, especially when we don't have something else to offer them or in conjunction. Primary care, we have so much anxiety, and it's not instead of medication. It's just maybe you want to try this. I've tried it, it helped me. Um, so I think it's amazing to me how many physicians have become yoga teachers. So I have a theory that partly we don't just want to be the yoga student when we find something that works. For me, I wanted to understand why it works. That's how I went to yoga teacher training. I didn't actually know that I would be a teacher, but in the process of yoga teacher training and understanding how it worked, it became very clear to me that I was a teacher. And probably as a pediatrician, I was more a teacher and a coach than, say, a healer, and I'm not a surgeon. Um, but I think it's seems common for us to want to learn more and to understand it. So we always take that next step, and then we take the next step. Many women physicians, though, I see become yoga teachers, but don't actually teach. They do the training, but don't teach. And so, what keeps you teaching on a regular basis?
Um, I think I just really enjoy sharing that with my community. I think when I went to yoga teacher training, I also did not think I was going
Yeah,
to
yeah,
be a teacher
yeah.
necessarily. I really didn't think I had time, but there
Mhm.
can be time if you make
Yeah.
time for what you care about.
Prioritizing, right?
Right. And then also it's just seeing the way that you can help people. Like some of what drawing into being a yoga teacher is some of what draws you to be a doctor in the first place. Like you want to
Yeah,
spend time with people, you want to help them, you want to connect with them, you want to
yeah,
make them feel seen and cared for and feel better.
yeah,
And so some of those things that get pushed out of
Yeah.
medicine
I was going to
because
say that
of
we can't do in medicine
no,
anymore, but we
like
can do
five
it in a
minute
yoga studio.
visit,
Yeah.
in and
Yeah.
out. Here's the thing. Here's what we're doing. So
Yeah.
it just connects to that piece of you that wants to be more helpful to people that kind of has gotten pushed out because medicine, it just is unfortunately,
Yeah.
well, I know you have many podcasts on it,
It
so
just is. It just is the way it
it's
is,
got some
right?
issues and it's not as connecting as it maybe once was.
Well, and so the theme here, I think, is really connection. Like it's connection with other women doctors, but connection with yourself, and that yoga is in and of itself connection, I believe.
Mhm.
And it's energetic connection, even through the YouTube Zoom airwaves, right? Like if you still
Yeah.
get that connection,
Yeah.
which is so interesting because you would think you wouldn't have it. What what's the difference in your mind between doing yoga on Zoom and doing yoga in person?
I truly do like both.
Yeah.
Because I get a lot out of the Zoom. I do many of your yoga
Yeah.
classes. So
Yeah.
thank you for that library. It's amazing. Um, in person, there is a shared energy.
Yeah.
There's a shared, I love teaching my classes and we're all together. And
Yeah.
um, there is just something special that
Yeah.
it's probably explained by yogis as like energy and connection and some
Yes. Yeah.
higher,
Yeah.
it's some
Yeah. It's
woo-woo
interesting.
language.
And I would agree. I think some people say, well, I'll only do yoga in person or I only do it online. And I think they both give you different, I love doing both.
Yeah, I love
And in
both.
fact, it's one of the reasons why I love doing online coaching and I love doing retreats in person. I need both. Like they're very different energies and they give you energy in different ways. So I love that you said they're both great. Some people are like, this is so much better. They're both lovely and it's worth doing both would be my thought on them.
Yeah,
And I
I agree.
originally I think thought, oh my gosh, like how can you do yoga online? And this is going to be a disaster when the pandemic came. And I would say for me, it's become this great gift. Like I because I had was a coach at the time, I helped our yoga studio put their classes online. And then I mean, had I not done that, I wouldn't have had this whole YouTube channel and all these people like you who did yoga
Hmm.
with me. And
Hmm.
so it is a way of making connection, even if it feels like I'm doing yoga in my house by myself. It's pretty
Yeah,
magical.
but it's like the barrier to entry
Yeah.
of a Zoom video is so minimal. Like you
Yeah.
can just push play and
Yeah.
watch it for 5 minutes or 10
Yes.
minutes, and then probably you're going to feel better and you're going to want to watch it longer.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
so it's just so easy. It just, you don't have to get changed. You don't have to
Yeah.
drive. You don't have to,
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. So anything else that you want to share about retreats, yoga, coaching?
Oh
Um,
gosh, one thing I did want to share, especially after watching your TED Talk,
yeah.
is about Mark. Mark is amazing. He makes the best food and
Yeah.
he takes such good care of us. And I am East Coast, Florida, you're West Coast. I'm an early riser anyway,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
he always had the coffee ready for us. Like
Yeah.
even, I don't know, like way before the crack of
5
dawn,
a.m.,
he'd have
right?
coffee, like took
Yeah.
such
Yeah.
good care of us. And then also to see how he takes care of you is
Well,
just, it's beautiful. And then I didn't even know, I mean, I did see him bringing you the Diet Coke. It's just
yeah.
so beautiful
Yeah.
how he takes care of you and makes sure you're all set up on the days you do that, one-on-one coaching,
Yeah.
which is
All day. Yeah.
draining all
Yeah. Yeah.
day. That's a
Yeah.
long day.
Yeah.
And so he's just a great example
Well,
of
so you got the
being
joke
cared
in
for.
the TED Talk.
I did. I was like, oh my gosh, I know about his diet, the Diet Coke. I thought it was so beautiful. He's just takes such good care of you, and it's just a great example of being cared for.
Yeah. And for me, it's been a practice of learning how to be cared for because that's hard for me. And I bring it up here because I think that that's also part of the retreat. It's like learning, we're all so used to caring for others and being in charge at home that it's a practice of allowing someone else to care for you or two people to care
Very
for you.
true. Very true. That
And
is
it
so
takes a
true.
little practice.
It does. It
Yeah.
does.
And perhaps that's why when you came back the second time, you were all in. You're like, yes, I'm here to be
Yes.
taken care of. I'm
Yes,
ready.
I
I'm going to
know.
enjoy it. Yeah. Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for coming on and having the conversation, and uh, continue sending me your photos of your moments with your former retreat friends, and maybe you guys will all come back together at one point. We'll have the whole Florida retreat, all of you coming
Florida
together.
version, the
But
Casio.
but it inspires me. It keeps me going. Every time you send them, I think this is why I do this. It really is making a long-term, impact that's far and wide. And that feels beautiful. And I just see time and time again women in medicine feeling isolated and without friends and without support. And so to see the visual of it's still having an impact 18 months, 2 years later is pretty amazing. So
It really is.
that's my gift, and I will accept
Yeah.
it from you.
Oh, good. Well, thank you. Thank you for all you do.
My
It really
pleasure.
helps people.
And so, for those of you who are listening, both of us want to thank you for listening in to us and hearing what we have to say. And we are both encouraging you to do yoga, lots of it, and get together with friends. And if any of you want to come join me in Nicasio for a retreat, you should. And you might get to meet Jennifer there as well. Thanks so much for listening.
Thanks for listening. If our message resonates, we'd love to connect further. Join us for coaching, mindfulness experiences, workshops, and retreats. Invite us to speak at your institution or conference. When you work with us, you don't just consume information, you create real change. Find me, Chang Liang, at Awakened Breath, and Jessie Mahoney at Pause and Presence.
Find your breath, settle in, and simply notice how you feel this year, in this moment in time, noticing whatever is coming up for you. And the invitation of taking good care of yourself and loving yourself as much as you love others, and as much as others might love you. In The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse, he suggests at one point that you can borrow someone else's belief in you until you catch up. And many of us have people who love us and see us very differently than we see ourselves. So can you borrow that belief? And can you grow your own belief wherever in that cycle you are? And so I encourage all of you to think about the noise in your head that you tell yourself about yourself. And could you be as loving and kind and caring to yourself as you are for everyone else? And so using the breath as a way to care for yourself, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth, letting yourself settle in and enjoy the breath, sending it to the pinky toes and pinky fingers. Taking in a big deep breath and an exhale. May we all move forward, treating ourselves with a bit more kindness, love, appreciation, gratitude, non-judgment, curiosity. And may we all move forward, creating more positive energy for ourselves, to heal ourselves, care for ourselves, and make our lives a little bit more fun. Have an amazing Valentine's Day. The light and love and energy in me reflects and honors the light and love and energy in each and every one of you. Namaste.